gravitational pull to cause the tides. Both Mesopotamian and biblical texts described how the earth shook when the celestial Lord passed in Earth's vicinity. Could it be that the Nephilim, observing the climatic changes and the instability of the Antarctic ice sheet, realized that the next seventh passing of the 12th planet would trigger the impending catastrophe? Ancient texts show that it was so. The most remarkable of these is a text of some 30 lines inscribed in miniature cuneiform writing on both sides of a clay tablet less than 1 inch long. It was unearthed at Asher, but the profusion of Sumerian words in the Akkadian text leaves no doubt as to its Sumerian origin. Dr. Eric Ebeling determined that it was a hymn recited in the house of the dead, and he therefore included the text in his masterwork Tod Laban on Death and Resurrection in Ancient Mesopotamia. On close examination, however, we find that the composition called on the names of the celestial Lord, the 12th planet. It elaborates the meaning of the various epithets by relating them to the passage of the planet at the site of the battle with Tiamat, a passage that causes the deluge. The text begins by announcing that, for all its might and size, the planet the hero nevertheless orbits the sun. The deluge was the weapon of this planet. His weapon is the deluge god, whose weapon brings death to the wicked. Supreme, anointed, who, like the sun, the land crosses, the sun, his god, he frightens. Calling out the first name of the planet, which, unfortunately, is illegible, the text describes the passage near Jupiter, toward the site of the battle with Tiamat. First name, who the circular band hammered together, who the occupier split into, poured her out. Lord, who at a time within Tiamat's battle place reposes. Whose seed are the sons of Babylon, who, by the planet Jupiter cannot be distracted, who, by his blow shall create. Coming closer, the 12th planet is called Shillik, the powerful leader of the joyous planets. It is now nearest to Mars by the brilliance of the god planet. Our new god planet La. The Mars is clothed. Then it loosed the deluge upon the earth. This is the name of the Lord who, from the second month to the month that are the waters, had summoned forth. The text's elaboration of the two names offers remarkable calendarial information. The 12th planet passed Jupiter, and neared at the time, when the Mesopotamian New Year began. By the second month it was closest to Mars. Then, from the second month to the month that are the 12th month, it loosed the deluge upon earth. This is in perfect harmony with the biblical account, which states that the fountains of the great deep burst open on the 17th day of the second month. The ark came to rest on Ararat in the 7th month. Other dry land was visible in the 10th month, and the deluge was over in the 12th month, for it was on the first day of the first month of the following years that Noah opened the ark's hatch. Shifting to the second phase of the deluge, when the waters began to subside, the text calls the planet Shu. Pakuni, hero, supervising Lord, who collects together the waters, who, by gushing waters the righteous and the wicked cleanses, who, in the Twin Peak Mountain arrested the fish, river, the flooding rested. In the mountain land, on a tree, a bird rested. Day which said, in spite of the illegibility of some damaged lines, the parallels with the biblical land of their Mesopotamian deluge tales is evident. The flooding had ceased, the ark was arrested on the Twin Peak Mountain, the rivers began to flow again from the mountaintops, and carry the waters back to the oceans, fish were seen, a bird was sent out from the ark, the ordeal was over. The 12th planet had passed its crossing. It had neared Earth, and it began to move away, accompanied by its satellites when the savant shall call out flooding. It is the god Nibiru planet of crossing. It is the hero, the planet with 4 heads. The god whose weapon is the flooding storm, shall turn back to his resting place. He shall lower himself. The receding planet, the text asserts, then recrossed the path of Saturn, in the month of Ululu, the 6th month of the year. The Old Testament frequently refers to the time when the Lord caused earth to be covered by the waters of the deep. The 29th Psalm describes the calling as well as the return of the great waters by the Lord unto the Lord. Ye sons of the gods, give glory, acknowledge might. The sound of the Lord is upon the waters, the God of glory, the Lord, thundereth upon the great waters. The Lord's sound is powerful, the Lord's sound is majestic, the Lord's sound breaketh the cedars. He makes Mount Lebanon dance as a calf, Mount Syrian leap like a young bull. The Lord's sound strikes fiery flames, the Lord's sound shaketh the desert. The Lord to the deluge said return. The Lord, as king, is enthroned forever. In the magnificent Psalm 77 aloud to God I cry, the psalmist recalls the Lord's appearance and disappearance in earlier time. I have calculated the olden days, the years of Olam. I shall recall the Lord's deeds, remember thy wonders and iniquity. Thine course, O Lord, is determined, no God is as great as the Lord. The waters saw thee, O Lord, and shuddered, thine splitting sparks went forth. The sound of thine thunder was rolling, lightnings lit up the world, the earth was agitated, and it quaked. Then in the waters was thy course. Thine paths in the deep waters, and thine footsteps were gone, unknown. Psalm 104, exalting the deeds of the celestial Lord, recalled the time when the oceans overran the continents, and were made to go back, but didst fix the earth in constancy, forever and ever to be unmoved. With the oceans, as with garment, thou coveredst it, above the mountains did the waters stand. At thy rebuke the waters fled, at the sound of thine thunder, they hastened away. They went upon the mountains, then down to the valleys unto the place which thou hast founded for them. A boundary thou hast set, not to be passed over, that they turn not again to cover the earth. The words of the prophet Amos are even more explicit. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord, to what end is it for you? For the day of the Lord is darkness, and no light. Turneth morning unto death's shadow, maketh the day dark as night, calleth forth the waters of the sea, and poureth them upon the face of the earth. These, then, were the events that took place in olden days. The day of the Lord was the day of the deluge. We have already shown that, having landed on earth, the Nephilim associated the first rains in the first cities with the zodiacal ages, giving the zodiacs the epithets of the various associated gods. We now find that the text uncovered by Epling provided calendarial information not only for men, but also for the Nephilim. The deluge, it informs us, occurred in the age of the constellation Lion, supreme, anointed, Lord, whose shining crown with terror is laden. Supreme planet, a seat he has set up, facing the confined orbit of the red planet Mars. Daily within the Lion he is a fire, his light his bright kingships on the land pronounces. We can now also understand an enigmatic verse in the New Year's rituals, stating that it was the constellation Lion that measured the waters of the deep. These statements place the time of the deluge within a definite framework, for though astronomers nowadays cannot precisely ascertain where the Sumerian set the beginning of his zodiacal house, the following timetable for the ages is considered accurate. 60 BC to 80 2100, age of Pisces 2220 BC to 60 BC, age of Aries 4380 BC to 2220 BC, age of Taurus 6540 BC to 4380 BC, age of Gemini 8700 BC to 6540 BC, age of Cancer 10860 BC to 8700 BC. Age of the Lion. If the deluge occurred in the age of the Lion, or sometime between 10,860 BC and 8700 BC, then the date of the deluge falls well within our timetable according to modern science. The last ice age ended abruptly in the southern hemisphere some 12 to 13,000 years ago, and in the northern hemisphere 1 or 2,000 years later. The zodiacal phenomenon of precession offers even more comprehensive corroboration of our conclusions. We concluded earlier that the Nephilim landed on Earth 432,000 years 120 shars before the deluge, in the age of Pisces. In terms of the precessional cycle, 432,000 years comprise 16 full cycles, or great years, and more than halfway through another great year, into the age of the constellation of the Lion. We can now reconstruct the complete timetable for the events embraced by our findings. Years ago, event 445,000, the Nephilim, led by Enki, arrive on Earth from the 12th planet. A real Earth station is established in southern Mesopotamia. 430,000, the great ice sheets begin to recede. A hospitable climate in the Nibiru. 415,000, Enki moves inland, establishes Larsa. 400,000 The Great Interglacial Period spreads globally,